Secretary of Treasury. Deals with money.
Hello, welcome. Learning about our responsibilities. So in today's lesson, we are going to see all it involves as regards learning about our responsibilities. All the responsibilities we have to do as citizens. But first, let's see the difference between duties and responsibilities. Okay, there's a very great difference. A duty is something you must do, whether you like it or not. While responsibility is a voluntary action you might or you might not do. Often there are no much difference, okay, but obligations and duties, they go by law. Obligations and duties are things that citizens must do. They are required by law to do them. And you try to use one of these words to describe what the citizens must do by law. So if you're obliged to pay your taxes and obey the law, these are things you must do. And so if you have the duty to defend the country or serve on a jury, these are things you must do by law. Fulfilling our duties and obligations is what makes our government effective. After all, the government compiles all the laws to keep us safe, but of no sense if no one obeys them. We have the right to trial by jury, but if no one shows up for the jury duty, we lose that right. Now let's look at this. You're familiar with obeying the law. Maybe your town had laws, okay? And when you don't obey these laws, you might get into trouble. And the more serious the crime is, the more the trouble. So citizens are obliged to obey the laws of the country. Next is pay taxes. Paying taxes is a necessity for government to operate because it's important for citizens to pay their taxes to the government. Taxes are used by the government to construct roads, parks, library, the military department, fire department, and lots. Citizens have the duty to pay their taxes, and people might often go to jail for not paying their taxes. The next is defend the nation. There are some countries that require that all men are to join the military. In fact, in some countries like Israel, both men and women are required to join the military. In America, there is a volunteer system where the people readily join the military. This system is known as the draft. And so when a man gets up to 18 years of age, okay, he registers with any service. And often it is compulsory. So if you don't do it, you might go to jail. So you have women join the selective service, and the selective service keep track of young people, which is the draft. So the defense of a nation is a duty of a citizen. The next is serve on jury. Now, losing the right to trial by a jury, it's not an ideal thing, but one of the duty of every citizen is to serve on a jury. There's what we call court summons, okay? These are notice to an individual to come and bear witness, okay, in the court. So it means serve on a jury, and is a duty, you don't have to oblige it. In addition to serve on jury, citizens are required in court to serve if they are called to do so. So most times they receive some summons to become a witness in some particular cases. So if there are those things you must do, what are the responsibilities that you have to do? Those voluntary things that you have to do as a citizen. Responsibilities are not required. They are those things you should do to be a good citizen. We have the responsibility to contribute to the common good of a society if the need arises. A first responsibility, and probably the most important one, is to vote. Okay, we have the responsibility of voting and registering to vote. Voting is a process of picking our leaders who will represent us. Of course, if you have to vote, you must register to vote because it's very important. So first, in order for us to vote for a government that will help us, we have a responsibility to register to vote. So we need to vote for that government that we know will do the best job for us. Of course, again, we cannot vote if we don't have anyone to run and hold an elective office. So these are another responsibility. Election can get a bit ugly. Sometimes there's scrutiny of candidates, okay? Again, we need qualified candidates to run and take up elective offices in government. Again, to keep our government honest, the next responsibility is for us to communicate with government officials to influence government action. There's need for us to communicate with the government through letters, emails, petitions, and so on. You can also call or email your elected officials, okay, to notify them of all the challenges in your environment, okay, or in your ward or your constituency. Oftentimes, you see people writing to their elected government officials. So you have a responsibility to send emails, call, or send petitions to your elected officials, okay, who are representing you in government. In addition to running for elected office, oftentimes we citizens volunteer appointed government positions and attend public meetings. So going to public meetings, addressing issues is a good responsibility of raising your opinions and helping things to work in our community. For you to determine who to vote for and the right choices to make in the society, you have the responsibility to keep informed regarding current issues. We read the newspapers, we turn on the news, we go on the internet, but Instagram is not the best place to pick up information on happenings in the society. An informed electorate is what protects us from our government taking undue advantage of us. So let's choose our leaders that will help to guide our country, our states, and our local communities. Another form of responsibility to get in state on the individual level is to participate and volunteer in political campaigns. So when you see the direction in which the political activities is going on, you want to volunteer to campaign for those you feel will help you. It's a great way to help the person get elected, and it's a beautiful form of responsibility. There are those who hold opinions which is different from your own. It is very important to respect others' opinion, okay? Because it's a form of responsibility on our part. In order to get things effectively done, it's important that both factions learn how to respect each other's opinion. This will help the community and society to grow forward. Of course, being a good citizen and helping our country is more than just politics. You are to identify things that will help to build the community. Okay, those things that will help in making the community to move forward. It's important that in our various communities, we do our different social responsibilities which will enable the community to move forward. Because social duty is a way to improve your community. Civic and social responsibilities is a volunteer service. And remember, volunteers are not paid. They give their time. It can be political, okay? They could give their time, like joining the Women League. It involves getting on with local issues like beach or park cleanup. You can help others like the elderly, the sick, or any way to help your community grow. Another thing you should know about responsibilities is personal traits of good citizens, that is character, personal traits of good character. It's important as good citizens that we should have personal traits, good characters, okay? And these characters include trustworthiness and honesty. Trustworthiness and honesty, courtesy and respect for the rights of others, respect for the law, okay? We should be patriotic, that's patriotism, participate in the school or other local community activities. Then participation in elections. Remember, we have to look up at what obligations duties of a citizen are and the responsibilities of a citizen. We said earlier they're a bit different. So the obligations or duties include obeying the law, paying taxes, serving on jury, defending the nation. And then the responsibilities are to vote in elections, attend civic meetings, write petitions to elected government officials, and then run for government offices. Okay, so these are the rights and responsibilities. So what do we call things that citizens are required to do by law? Okay, they are duties or obligations. They are duties or obligations. Then what obligations or duties do citizens of the US have? What do they have? Okay, to obey the law, to pay taxes, to defend the nation, serve on jury. So these things could go to any nation, Nigeria to Ghana. What are some of the responsibilities of US citizens? We can still bring it down to Nigeria here. One is to vote, to run for offices, to stay informed, to volunteer. Now, citizens can help ensure the rights of an accused person by A, serving on the military, paying an income tax, serving on a jury, or obeying the law. Now, the answer is serving on a jury. Okay, so if you want to help to ensure the rights of an accused person, you have to serve on a jury. Why is community service important in a democratic nation? Why is it important? A, it helps business find and train new employees. It addresses local needs. It lowers unemployment by giving jobs to volunteers. It removes the national government's duty to improve the society. Okay, so why is it important that we serve in a democratic nation? So the answer is it addresses local needs. Thank you for watching this video. Thanks for giving up your time to learn on all the duties and responsibilities of a citizen. See you soon. Bye-bye.